Hello, it's me, Gilly. I am terribly anxious and sick with worry about what's happening in South Africa at the moment. I was speaking to a friend of mine earlier and he told me that he knew this was going to happen. He just didn't think it would happen so soon. And of course, there's been some factors that have accelerated what now seems like it was inevitable. Accelerated by COVID lockdowns and sparked by the Zuma verdict. But I think a lot of us are realizing that there's more than one thing going on here. You know, this isn't your run-of-the-mill looting, although I don't really know what run-of-the-mill looting is. This is all happening for so many complex and simple but intertwined reasons, chief among them, inequality. I've often looked at that number over the last year or so. You know that number? 75%. And every time I've seen that number, 75%, in print, I've gotten this sick, sinking feeling of terror. And I've had to look away because it's too much. 75% youth unemployment in a country that's basically all youth. And I've often wondered when I looked at that number, how are people surviving? And what does that number mean? And it's because I'm one of those people, I don't have a deep understanding of politics or history or the economy or how sound travels. So I always believe when I see something like that, that somebody smarter than me knows what that number means. You know, somebody more learned than me knows what to do about that number. But I don't think so. I think what's happening now, riots, looting, violence, is what that number means. And it's very easy for somebody like me to look at all of this on the surface and just say, this is crazy and criminal. Which, of course, a lot of it is, but there are other factors here. It's political, historical, and a lot of it is, of course, pure desperation. You don't go running towards danger with a baby on your back unless you are desperate for what's beyond that danger. And South Africa deserves so much more than this, not for any reason other than it's basic. After everything South Africa has been through, not just recently, historically. Imagine living in a place where everyone has what they need. That is not a big ask. And when I started to understand the concept of privilege, and you must understand, if you are privileged, somebody has to explain privilege to you because it's invisible to you. And I started to understand why it is that I never mind acknowledged it. I didn't even recognize it. And the reason is because what I have has never felt like that much. In fact, it's never felt like it was enough. And I don't mean that in a megalomaniac kind of way. I don't mean that in like a way of say, oh, there is not enough here on Earth. I need to go to space. No, I'm just talking basics here. And it is good to see, people, South Africans banding together to protect their homes and their malls and their communities and their businesses. And quite honestly, I would like to see some more of that energy in the Joburg suburbs. I want to see people like me standing outside the Morningside shopping center with a bulletproof vest and a gun, saying things like, "Save Santon! They won't take our mall." And it's high time white people got some struggle songs, I heard somebody ask once, why don't white people have struggle songs? Well, sir, I'm afraid the answer is in the question. Mainly due to a lack of struggle. But I think the time has come. We need a war cry. Something like, "Hey, no, you can't come in here. Amanda, where are you? I'm having a wax. Are they here yet? Speaking of which, this reminds me. I know how we're going to solve this. We need to find those Zuma must go grannies. Yeah. They're the ones who started this. And I believe they're the only ones who can finish it. Find those ladies. See you tomorrow.